Dawson of Patio Daddy-O Barbecue in Boise, Idaho, and I've got it locked on the 50,000 gigawatt blowtorch of the internet that is Barbecue Central.
Yay! Let's go!
We'll do it live. Okay. Well, do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
So to get that perfect barbecue, you use wood. Are you sure it's safe? Whatever. We put the lighter fluid on, strike the match, and... Oh! Should we call the fire department? That might be a good idea.
Good evening and welcome to the Really Big Barbecue Central Show.
Ooh, this is nice!
And this is the show that talks about all things important in the world of barbecue and grilling. The show originating from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city, Bomb City, USA, Cleveland, Ohio, the barbecue capital of the North Coast. I'm your program host, Greg Rempe. Happy to have you aboard here on your Tuesday evenings, a live fire, fun, and frivolity show. If you'd like to get in contact with the show this evening, or you would like to follow the show during off-show hours, here's how you do all that.
You can get in touch with the show by sending an email to Greg at BBQCentralShow.com. Follow us on all the social media channels at BBQ Central Show. And be sure to subscribe to the show podcast feed on your favorite podcast platform.
Anything else you want to find out about the show can be found at the main website, thebbqcentralshow.com. And here's what's happening in case you didn't get the newsletter coming up in about 12 minutes from now. Twice in less than a calendar year, you know it's good when Jack Arnold stops by the show. The last time Jack was on towards the end of 2024, we did a brief catch-up on the years that had passed since the last time Jack was on the show, and this time around, we'll get a brief on an upcoming event that he has this coming Labor Day weekend. We'll talk about why specifically it is a special event and a special invitation that he's extending out to certain folks out there across the country. We'll also talk about some recent concerts that he's been to. He is a proponent of healthy living and lifestyle. We'll talk about what that means. And Labor Day means burgers and other recipes, so Jack always good for those. So it'll be a fun and frivolity-filled segment with Jack Arnold for sure. Then we will move 35 past the first hour, where I'm leaving it specifically open segment. Oh my God, I am so excited. I am triple excited for Jack Arnold. I am 1.5 times excited for the open segment, so I can give you earshot of something that ran across my email this past Saturday, and it blew me away. I'm not passing it off for more than it is, and I'm not trying to detract from what it isn't. I am saying this caught my attention right off the bat, and I knew as soon as I read the email and then started messing around with subsequent files, this was going to earn a spot on the show this coming Tuesday, which is now this evening. So 35 past the first hour, something that might blow your mind, something that might grab you in the very cockles of your heart, perhaps the subcockle area. And I have a feeling there's going to be some requests for what I'm about to show you 35 past the first hour as well. That will bring a close to the first hour. We will move to the second hour. It is the fourth Tuesday of a month. What does that mean? It means the refiring of the original 4 embedded correspondents. Oh, yes. And a week ago, I thought, wow, this could be the month where I am shy 100% assurity questions. And then I sat down over the course of the weekend, over a course of a handful of hours over that weekend, started doing show prep for Jack and for embedded correspondence, for open segments. Lo and behold, we have a laundry list of 100% assurity questions that have made their way to the forefront. So I'm very excited about that. And that should take us right to the end of the show. I wonder if we'll even make it. How about that? Jeff Cohen, fan favorite in Yankee Stadium tonight. Greetings. Is the game that fantastic, Jeff, where you are tuning into the show from Yankee Stadium, one of my favorite ballparks of all time? So that's how the show is laying out here this evening. Jack Arnold shortly, an open segment after Jack, and then in the second hour, the embedded correspondence. Don't forget, you can follow me socially, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapper Snaps, and the LinkedIns, all with the handle at BBQ Central Show. And we say good evening to those of you watching the show tonight through one of our video streaming platforms. Of course, you can go to facebook.com/BBQ Central Show, or you can watch over on YouTube, which is youtube.com/@BBQ Central Show. We do have a new YouTube poll question of the week, and we're asking everybody this, including all guests. Have you purchased the Hey Grill Hey hot meat gloves yet? And currently 90% of you are saying no. You have not purchased. You have not.
Andrew,
You have not purchased the hot meat glove. I didn't purchase them. They were sent to me. I've used them. And I did do just the tip method, as Susie told me, to get those bad boys off last Tuesday, and flawlessly they came off. So where I was maybe being a little bit critical on that being my biggest issue with the hot meat gloves, pulling from just the tip does seem to get the gloves right off your hands, and away you go. So if you haven't tried that method, I mean, in the end, I would also like a bigger pair of gloves because, as I said, I do have abnormally large hands for somebody my size of 6 foot. So I would like a little bit more space myself, and we'll just see if they magically show up in the mail or if I'll have to dole out for a pair. I don't care. I'll spend money on that. I mean, it could be the last gloves that I ever wear, and then I don't have to spend money on the nitriles anymore. So we'll see how it goes from here, but 90% of you said you have not purchased those gloves yet. Results of the poll from last week: who's older? Starting quarterback, at least for week one of the Cleveland Browns, Joe Flacco, or embedded Utah correspondent Rusty Monson, and 57% of you said Joe Flacco was older than Rusty. And oh, by the way, that's wrong. Rusty Monson, 47 years old, if you can believe it. Joe Flacco, a tender 40 years old. So he is ready to lead the Cleveland Browns to victory here. Oh, there he is. Stand the man right behind me. All right, get the cat out of here. So, believe it or not, we have a very ancient quarterback. I mean, of course you believe it. It's the Browns. There's no new story here. There's no new story, and there's no news story here when it comes to the Cleveland Browns. So, instead, we will start here tonight. And I can't tell you how many times I got the email or the text message or the direct message through social media that sounded something along the lines of this as you were taking in the show from last week. Specifically, guest number one, barbecue icon in the live fire industry, Steven Reichlin. It sounded something like this. Did Steven Reichlin just say out loud he is eating peaches that run him $10 per peach? And the answer that I ran back to, I mean, you just had to hit the back arrow 15 seconds and listen to him say it again and again and again until your mind was ready to explode. The answer is this. Yes, Steven did say he's eating gold bud peaches. And when I say bud, I don't mean they're $10 a piece because you know why, Bud. Evidently, it's a brand. out of California. They're in season. They ship to Martha's Vineyard. And according to Steven, I don't know. Gold Bud peaches don't show up in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city often, if at all. At $10 a pop for a peach, that thing's got to do some magic. Like real magic that I don't think is going to be happening. At $5 a piece, at 50% less, I'm not buying a singular peach. $5. At $2 a peach, I'm not buying a peach.
Get that big stuff out of here.
Aren't peaches like $2 a pound? By the way, I meant to send an email off to Meathead, who has said on this show publicly, hence the show, that Michigan, I can't believe I said that state out loud, Michigan grows the best tasting peaches, period. Don't fall for Georgia or the southern stuff. No, because of climate change, this, that, and the other, according to Meathead. Michigan grows the best peaches. However, there is no argument that wherever Gold Bud peaches are being cultivated, which I believe is California, they are easily the most expensive. And again, yes, $10 a peach, according to Steven Reichland, and as he said, they were addicted. I'd rather be addicted to Coke. It's cheaper. All right, Jack Arnold is ready to go. Before we get to him, I will talk to you quickly about Primo Grills. What do we love about ceramic cookers? We love that they're fuel efficient. We love that you can achieve low and slow temperatures for traditional barbecue meats. Also, we love that they can get rip-roaring hot for high temperature grilling of steaks and other thin cuts. But what's missing in the everyday lineup of ceramic cookers? The real ability to do true two-zone cooking. Now, two-zone cooking is very important to both professional and backyard cooks alike. The best way to manage a fire, cook with confidence. However, getting a two-zone fire in a round ceramic cooker, not very realistic. Why? Because it's round. Enter Primo and the game-changing oval design. The shape gives you the ability to execute that two-zone setup that you desire, also giving you the other ceramic grill benefits as well. And when you break it down, there's more than 60 different ways to configure the Primo cooker and cook on it, so you're only limited by your culinary imagination. Only sold through dealers, so the easiest way to find one near you without the Google is go to primogrill.com, find their dealer locator, punch in your zip code, and then away you go. Visit that dealer in person, touch and feel all the ovals, and then take it from an expert like me. Buy the XL or buy the double XL for 25% more space. I've never heard anybody complain buying bigger. I have heard a lot of complaints with people going, I wish I would have bought bigger. No regrets. Buy big. You'll be happy. Family will love it. Neighbors will love it. PrimoGrill.com. Follow them on social media as well. We're back with Jack Arnold right after this. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the BBQ Central Show. Broadcasting live from the BBQ Central Show studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the BBQ Central Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
All right, welcome back to this portion of the show being brought to you by Fireboard, makers of Fireboard 2, Fireboard Pro, Fireboard Spark, the Fireboard Beacon, and the wireless Fireboard Pulse. When you're using the Fireboard app connected to your local area network or the Wi-Fi, you can connect to any device in the world. Fireboard.com is the website, or call with questions 816-945-2232. My first guest tonight, one of the most recognizable faces in the backyard live fire community. In just a few days, he's going to be putting on one of his signature events that many people who have attended a said event is a life-changing live fire experience. You probably follow him on social media. We race to the hotline and welcome back our pal Jack Arnold to the show. Hey, Jackie boy.
Hey, brother. How you doing, man?
Doing great. We have a YouTube poll question of the week that we're asking everybody, including all guests.
Yes, sir.
You are a guest, so here we go. Have you purchased the Hey Grill Hey hot meat gloves?
I hate to be that guy and say that I unfortunately have not yet, but I love what Susie's doing, and I'm sure it's an amazing product.
92% are just like you, who probably wish they had at this point. Unfortunately, have not pulled the trigger, so we'll see how the rest of that goes here tonight. So 2025 has seen you gallivanting across the country, hosting these great live fire experiences. And August 31st, no joke, as you are getting ready to head to Tampa, big event on a rooftop, no less. So, high level, give us the deets of what's happening.
Yes, well, 2025 has without a doubt been the tour of my dreams. I can't believe how far it's come so far, but this weekend is very special. It is my first barbecue event with the Edition Hotel Properties, a property of Marriott Bonvoy, similar to Ritz-Carlton and St. Regis. I met Jeremy Kinker, the hotel manager, at the Forbes Travel Guide Summit last February in Las Vegas, and we were able to lock something in. Chris Southwick, general manager, amazing guy. I actually have to head down there tomorrow night because I am going to be doing a segment with Great Day Live Tampa on Thursday morning, which I'm excited about, to do some final promo for the event and talk about everything that we're doing. But this is my first event in the city of Tampa and my first Edition event. So I am super hyped up about this, and the rooftop is extraordinary. So can't think of a better way to do it. It is going to be from Sunday noon to 4, and we will rock on as long as they want us to.
As somebody who might be attending the event, what are they getting for the ticket?
So it's an experience like you haven't really had. I mean, the best way I can put it is, the steaks, Colorado craft beef dry aged steaks, are phenomenal. They speak for themselves. The Grill of Grills Kong live fire experience speaks for itself, but the food naturally tastes better. And I've said this several times. It naturally just tastes better and everything feels better because the vibes are so high. You're in an amazing setting right now, likely with people you know and love. You're rocking out on a Sunday. You have music you know and love, the food, everything you want right there. You have no reason to leave. So you're getting something that you're not going to be getting anywhere else. And we put together an experience from beginning to end that we want you to stay the entire time, as long as you don't have to leave and be somewhere. So we're very excited for this one, to say the least. It's going to be a great crowd up there on the roof.
What's the price point per ticket?
This one is $95, I believe, per person. They range different prices at different venues. Usually, I mean, they've gone as low as $75, $85, all the way up to $325 for a ticket, depending on where they are.
Yeah.
I never actually set the ticket prices. I let the venues do that, because one thing I like to remind everyone about the events I do, I always give the properties the respect of having the top of the ticket. So it's going to be in a Tampa Edition Labor Day event, just hosted by Jack Arnold and Grill of Grills and Colorado Craft Beef. So it's all a family event. It's never been about me, and I think they can appreciate that, because once they see it, they really understand what it's all about and why we've been doing this for 7 years at the best properties in the world.
When we talk about these live fire events, the word that keeps coming up in refrain from a Jack Arnold is vibe, setting the vibe. Vibes are high. You're going to be vibing out. For Tampa, first time in Tampa, a very historic city. It's actually a city that has a American operational premium cigar factory still in it. J.C. Newman is right down there in downtown Tampa. El Reloj is still a producing cigar factory, believe it or not. That all seem to go down into Nicaragua, Honduras, PR, but there's one right there in Tampa. So a lot of great things to love about Tampa, not just a cigar plug by me because I'm a honk recently. Are you setting a specific Tampa vibe for this party?
Well, I've actually created the playlist for this one. We're not going to do a DJ. I've done this several times. We have music that runs from the 80s into the 90s into the 2000s up to now, so that we get everyone involved. And something that I wanted to do for this event in particular, and I've made this announcement. I really would love to get a few Vietnam veterans to the event from the Tampa area. I know there's a pretty decent sized chapter in the Hillsborough County area, if I'm not mistaken. But people, in case people have forgotten, this is the 50th anniversary of the ending of the Vietnam War. And I guess the median age is probably around 68, 69 around that time if they served at the. So I really just had a great vision, and I would love to have a table of like 8, like right in the front in the center, of 8 Vietnam veterans, maybe 4 vets and their wives if they want, just to fill up a table. And let's bring some flags out. Let's play some music they love. Let's grill them some barbecue and never forget the sacrifice they made for us. And I would love to have that opportunity to give back. That's one thing that's always meant a lot to me. And yeah, hopefully we can make that happen. We'll see. We got a few days left. If we get some there, we're going to show them an absolutely amazing time.
Let me run back just for a second. When you were talking about putting this specific event together, so this is on the heels of that, big Forbes run that you had and made a lot of great connections. Obviously, this is one that's coming to fruition. As you're having the conversations with the general manager and the property folks and all this, are they saying, Jack, tell us about XYZ experience that you've already done and how this fits with our property? Or are they just coming to you and saying, hey, we know what you've done. We've done our due diligence. We just need to lock down the date and finalize the concept?
It's both. It's actually 50-50. Like a lot of them have, seen the press releases of events that I've done. They call other people in the industry, because they all talk, the food and beverage directors know each other, the GMs, the hotel managers, PR directors. All they got to do is make a few calls or just check up a few articles. I don't need to do so much talking. I lay everything out about what I plan to do for them, just so they know. And they know their guests and their clientele far better than I do. And they have to have the outdoor space as well. So it doesn't always work, unfortunately. But when it does work, people seem to understand what it's all about and why it's carried as long as it possibly has, because there really is nothing else quite like it in existence right now. So we are getting everyone involved. We're getting all the partners involved, all the vendors, the staffs of these hotels are just extraordinary. The culinary teams. I mean, I get to see firsthand how hard these properties work for all the guests, and it's nothing short of extraordinary. So it really is my honor to be there every single property I go to. So
there might be a few tickets left. So if they want to hook up after listening tomorrow, maybe charter that private jet to get down there on time. Because you never know about commercial.
Take the PJ.
You never know about commercial. We got to make sure we're down there. Where do we go to grab tickets?
You can go to Open Table. They have everything on that site right now. I actually have the link in my Instagram bio, so you can just go click that right now and get in there and come out and rock with us. It's going to be Sunday, 12 to 4. Like I said, it's a great way to do the afternoon. The weather should be beautiful. So come see what this is all about. I always say, if for some reason you don't like it, the good news is you never have to come to one again. But it's something that's very, very special and memorable, and people seem to be thoroughly enjoying themselves. And that's what it's all about, are just celebrating good times, because we all work so hard. Let's rock out on a nice Sunday,
If we don't make it, we do have a Labor Day coming up that we might be spending at our house, or maybe visiting somebody that's going to be over a grill at some point. Jack Arnold, to me, is a signature burger cooker. So a lot of burgers going to be tossed around the flames here in the next couple days. What are your best advice, tips on making a great burger?
Honestly, just get a nice crust on both sides. And if you see the red juice stop, like usually red drippings kind of run out of the top, when that turns clear, that means the burger is ready. So go ahead and pull that and let it rest for just a couple minutes and enjoy it. So, but that's one of the best things burger's just one of the best meats that you can cook absolutely anywhere. I mean, tailgates, we do them at concerts all the time, or we used to at least. So, but I've caught a lot of concerts this year, mainly on the road, and I haven't been able to do any cooking while I've been doing that. So
One of the other signature dishes that I associate with you is breakfast sausage and blueberry, and then it all of a sudden gets rolled, and then it's sliced, and oh my God, it looks delicious. So what's the high level there?
So that's the blueberry muffin stuffed sausage. That is probably my most requested dish in any of the private dinners that I do across the country. It's absolutely amazing. You can serve it at the beginning of the night or at the very end. It can be like a sweet and savory dessert. You basically just take a pound of ground sausage and pipe in some broken up muffins, drizzle maple syrup all over it, fold it all together, smoke it at 250 to the internals 160, and people love it. I mean, it's blown away so many minds, and it's something you kind of hesitate on at first. Okay, let's see if this is any good or not. But when you try it, it is it's pretty smashing, and I'm glad that everyone has picked up on it so much.
All right, so you mentioned you've been seeing some concerts as you've been on the road, maybe not cooking as much as you want to. What are you taking in these days?
So my New Year's resolution at the end of 2024 was, I need to get back to more shows like I used to do so often. And there were just so many good ones coming out this year. I mean, you just look at the Sphere, the list of everyone that they're booking for residencies. I mean, it's out of control. I've seen my favorite rapper Mike 3 times this year on his final tour. Of course, I saw Fish twice in Austin, as I see every year. Those were shows 53 and 54 with Fish. So
wow.
Haven't slowed down on that by any means. Went and saw Coldplay in Las Vegas, but the most memorable one for me personally this year was my favorite band of all time, Incubus, decided to re-record my favorite album of all time, Morning View, and they played that album in its entirety in a limited select run. So me and my very dear friend from back home since I was 16 years old, Jeff Fuller, we flew out to Kansas City and saw them at the Starlight Theater, and it takes you back to a real happy time in your life. And that's what music's all about to all of us. I know people think I'm crazy for seeing Fish as many times as I have, but music's all about how it makes you feel on the inside. And it really does bring us back to, amazing times in our lives. So I was really happy to do that. We've had a good run with a bunch of shows this year. I'm probably slowing down at this point, but I think everyone needs to see all the acts that are out there right now. They're putting on some amazing shows right now. Everybody is. So
Incubus, a very favorite band of mine, and I kind of lost track of them over the years. I mean, still listen to all the old stuff, but didn't really keep track of what they were up to recently. Brandon still got pipes, or everybody's tight?
Brandon is still rocking. The voice sounds great. Their new bassist, Nicole Rowe, was just shredding the other night. So I'm really loving what they're doing right now. So if they keep touring and people get the chance to go see them, definitely go do that if you're a fan, to say the least. So they're still hitting. They're firing on all cylinders.
So we talk about Labor Day and what's happening, but then we have the rest of the fall, and that, of course, bridges into the close of 2025. What else does Jack Arnold have up his sleeve?
Oh man, we got a rockin' fall tour ahead, to say the least. Labor Day is the end of the summer and the beginning of the fall all in one. So I've got my private dinner series next weekend here in Davidson at my house that we sold out a couple weeks ago. Some people are coming over from all over the country who can't make the events on the tour. They're flying here for the day. We're going to cook up a bunch of meats, let them use the putting green, the sauna, the shower, to basically have a fun day, hit some college game day, some college football, and basically just let me do the experience for some people in person. I've been looking forward to that for a while. An event that I am fired up at like no other is my first Fairmont Hotel event at the Fairmont Miramar in Santa Monica, California on September 27th. It's going to be in the West Lot. We're going to try to get like 200 people out there. It's going to be rocking. So I can't wait to be doing that one, to say the least.
All right, so I got to ask.
Yeah, brother.
You're having strangers come to your house?
I vetted everybody, Greg. Very funny.
Did you? I worry.
Yes, I did. No, I definitely did. I'm honored to do this. It's a very, very, it's only 10 people. So it's not like a massive crowd. It's just like a private class. And 2 of them I actually already knew. So I'm looking forward to hosting everyone. It's my honor to have them. I know that they could find a lot of things to do on their Saturday, but coming and hanging with me, let's make it worth their time. I mean, that's kind of what life's all about, and developing relationships and showing appreciation for people. So yeah, it's great. Then October, we got a couple of events. I'm doing one at the Henderson Beach Resort for Toast on the Coast, the charity event on October 5th. Tailgate football barbecue at the Westin Birmingham on October 18th. Back at the Ritz Naples on November 8th. God, that's right around the corner.
Yeah.
And the last big one of the year is going to be Thanksgiving weekend. We are back in the great state of Hawaii hosting Thanksgiving weekend at the Ritz-Carlton Oahu in Turtle Bay, where one of my favorite movies, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, was filmed. So I'll probably be quoting that film for a few days, and the staff will be tired of me in no time.
I feel like you could have been an actor had you not had the cooking bug and this entertainment bug folding all into one. Like every once in a while, you get the Jack Arnold going line for line in one of his favorite movies, and I almost feel like that's you in the movie. You're not doing an impersonation or an impression of whoever that actor was. Like Jack is just doing Jack.
I used to study acting, believe it or not. I've done a couple independent films a long time ago, but it's very cool that you said that. I appreciate it. But it turns out I was put on earth to cook steaks for people in crowds and try to make them feel good about themselves and put smiles on faces. I always try to remind myself that I don't know if someone there is not having the worst day of their life for some reason, but if I'm carrying a smile on my face and I've got positive energy and I'm engaging with everyone, you have the ability to change the temperature in that room. You have the opportunity to change their day, or at least make them crack a smile for a little bit. And it's way bigger than backyard barbecue. It's about moments, and collecting moments over things is very important to me. And it's not about having a good time. It's about having a time you don't forget.
When you're out and you're doing these big city trips, or, you associate barbecue food, not necessarily with being like the most healthy guy in the world. So, when you're out traveling a lot, or you're around outside of the event, you're around temptation of food and stuff. I mean, look, between one man to another, I mean, you're a pretty hot guy. You seem to be pretty fit. How do you stay on track? What are your ways to not get fat and unhealthy?
I've always been an advocate of healthy eating when you can, and exercise. I've been lifting weights, since military school, age 14, on and off. But last few years, I do 4 days a week. I like lifting moderate to heavy, getting your cardio in, because I like to eat a lot of protein. People forget that they need to get about a gram of protein for every pound that they weigh. And most people do know this. The problem is they don't do it.
Yeah.
And the protein deficiency is a real thing. So I always love popping protein shakes, just throwing down some ground beef whenever you can. Anything to get that, for me, about 165 grams of protein a day. And it's very vital. It's good for energy, keeps you vibrant, keeps you lively. And I want it to inspire others too, because, at my age, the fact that my energy just keeps going up is wonderful. And I got a 6-year-old little girl to keep up with, so I'll take whatever I can get.
He's the best. Jack Arnold is, I mean, you're looking good, so whatever you're doing is obviously working for you. Go to officialjackarnold.com. That's his website. Or follow him on the Instagrams, as 149,000 of you are currently following him at Jack Arnold. And look, don't be shy. Snatch up 1 or 10 tickets, if there's even 10 left for this coming weekend, and get down there and vibe out with Jack Arnold, and then report back to me, and you tell me if it's not a vibe, and then we'll see what's really happening. We all know everybody's going to be winning at that event this coming Friday, or this coming Sunday. Jack, appreciate the time tonight. Good luck in Tampa, and we'll look for the recap.
Appreciate you always, Greg, and as normal, love the show. Keep it up, man.
Appreciate it. My man Jack right there. Jack Arnold, at Jack Arnold on Instagram, where he is producing content specific to Jack. I mean, as he said, there's nobody doing these events. There's nobody like Jack out there in the live fire industry right now. A barbecue entertainer. Typically not mixing these two terms together, Or if you are, this guy's got it legitimately down pat. He is and has broken the mold. Jack Arnold right there. See him in Tampa this coming weekend. What are you waiting for? You know you're going down. Let me know. All right, so we have an open segment coming up. You're going to love it. Believe me, it's going to be great. But before we do, I have a great deal to tell you about. What is it? From our pals Big Papa Smokers, whether you're chasing Grand Championship or aiming to impress your next backyard cookout. Big Papa Smokers has the rubs that deliver the results, trusted by competition pros from weekend grillers alike to the big backyard warriors and competition cooks. Flavors like Sweet Money, competition brisket, steak, cash cow, cattle prod. Big, bold, proven flavors. Your friends are going to love you. The judges are going to love you. Maybe you cook in a competition on Saturday and then you're cooking for everybody in the cul-de-sac on Sunday. Big winning all weekend for you. For a limited time, they've brought back a fan favorite, Cucaracha, a fiery kick that turns up the heat on any cook. Barbecue Central Show listeners, this one's for you. Use promo code BBQ Central 25 at checkout. That's BBQ Central 25 at checkout for free ground shipping. Now through October 1st, so you got a couple months to get your orders in and take advantage of that free shipping. Yes, sir. All right, we are back with an open segment, and it's going to be one that you don't want to miss. So stick around. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the BBQ Central Show. Howard Stern, Jim Rome, Dan Patrick, and Greg Rempe. The Mountain Rushmore of talk show entertainment. Now, let's get back to the BBQ Central Show.
I want to thank Jack Arnold for joining us last segment. Once again, official jackarnold.com, his website. If you go to his Instagram handle, at Jack Arnold, then go to his profile. You can click on the open table link that will get you to this coming weekend's event. That's going to be at Tampa for the first time. I had not realized that Jack had not done a live fire event out in Tampa. And again, a great city. It is very accessible. You're close to water, a lot of things to do there. It does have J.C. Newman Cigar Company in El Reloj, which is the oldest cigar factory that actually makes cigars still in this country. Everything else is relocated to the DR and Honduras and Nicaragua. But somehow J.C. Newman has kept one singular premium hand-rolled cigar factory alive in Tampa, Florida, which, you know, in the old days, that was Cigar City was Tampa. All cigars everywhere made in Tampa and Cuba. But mostly in Tampa. Millions, believe it or not. It is history. It is verifiable. Do it yourself. Hey, this portion of the show being brought to you by Pit Barrel Cooker, the most unbelievable outdoor cooking device on the planet, currently available in 3 sizes with a host of accessories. Whether you're a beginner or a professional, this is definitely a cooker you want to add to the arsenal. Visit pitbarrelcooker.com and tell them the Barbecue Central Show sent you. So if you do end up going to the show where Jack is hosting at that property, like, I want all the details. Don't leave anything out. I want to know how it was. I want to know how the food was. I currently have not gone to one of Jack's. We almost... Okay. So I'm going to tell you, you won't believe it. You'll believe it. A few years ago, when Marley, the youngest, was still playing travel volleyball, there was a year we had to go to St. Louis, not once, but twice. Oh, 8.5 hour drive. Yuck. Outside of that, one of those weekends, Jackie Boy was in St. Louis putting on an event. And I didn't realize it until we had parked in St. Louis, had a couple games under our belt, fire up the phone in between matches, and in the story, I'm like, hey, that looks familiar. Where is it? And then I'm in St. Louis. So I'm thumbing it out. I got to get in. I got to get a ticket. How do we make this happen? And he was in like that night. Later that evening, the event was happening, and he was obviously busy with the whole event, not messing around on his phone. So the next morning, he got back to me. He's like, "Oh my God, you're here. I'm here. I'm on my way back home to North Carolina already." Blah blah blah. So there was almost a by chance me going to one of the Live Fire Tour events, but we missed it. We just missed it. So I would love to go and see what it's all about. I mean, how is Cleveland not bringing Jack Arnold into town on top of the 9? You kidding me? I got to pitch that to I got to pitch Jack to the GM down at the Metropolitan. Say, hey, we got to get a live fire event going on the roof here. Or better yet, I can call my guy Chef Rocco Whalen from Fahrenheit, and there is a Fahrenheit in Charlotte as well. I don't know if Jack's been to that. Say, hey, Rock, why not open up the outdoor portion of this restaurant and bring in Jackie Boy? You guys can do a little collab. That would be hot. That would be hot. All right, enough of that. Here it is. I'm very excited to reveal this to you. So, Saturday, minding my own business, break out the Ego all-electric powered lawnmower as I usually do on a Saturday or a Sunday. Get ready to do my weekly lawn maintenance, which includes a fresh lawn mow, and then the edger, and then the weed whack, and then the blow. And then I got the nicest lawn on the street. It's the jewel of the street. That's what my wife, Becky, calls it. We got the jewel of the street as far as lawn is concerned. Before I started it up this past weekend, I got an email. I believe it was from a guy named Brett. Now, look, I got to say this. If this is the wrong name, I apologize. And for the life of me, thank God, I saved it, and I also had forwarded it to a few different people in the family. So I had access to it. But as I was going back Sunday to try and find this email, and then again, most of the day yesterday, I can't find it. It's gone. I was searching through the trash. I was searching through the spam. I'm like, did I accidentally mark it as spam? Did I put it in the trash? Did I empty the trash? I think it was Brandon. And oh my God, maybe it's Brad. Brad? Damn it. Look, humble apologies, my friend. I can't find that email anywhere that you sent me that had the greatest thing that I'm about to play in recent memory on the show. He's been a fan, been listening for 18 months. He has delved deeply into the back archives and is consuming at a rapid rate. And said, you know what? And just kind of guessing what he was saying to himself. He said, you know what? I enjoy this content so much, and I've only been listening for such a short period of time. 18 months is a long time listener technically, but when you look at the life of the show being 18 years, almost 19 years at this point. We're at 18 years. Yeah, almost 17 years, almost 18 years. Okay? Leave it at that. So, long show time, right? So, 18 months doesn't seem like a long time listeners when people have been around for like 10 years, 15 years. The guy from that one barbecue joint now that I'm going to Prime Barbecue has been listening ever since the old podcast days of when the show began. Like, he's been around for almost 19 years. So, as we look at longevity of listeners, he is kind of a new Johnny-come-lately listener at 18 months in, but still a long-time listener, one that I really appreciate. So, this guy is obviously pretty tech-savvy. And he said, you know what? I'm going to put something together. I'm going to send it over to Rep. He's going to take a listen. Let's see what kind of magic happens. I got to tell you, I didn't listen to it once. I listened to it twice as I was mowing the lawn. And I'm going, did I really like this that much because it is new, something I didn't see coming, a bit gratifying for me? And oh, by the way, sounded really great. By the way, update on the YouTube poll question of the week. 89% of you have not purchased the hot meat gloves from Hey Grill Hey. Shame on you. And so I said, I will listen to it again. And I listened to it again. I was just as jazzed up about it the second time. Now you might be asking yourself, what is it? Might I lay out to you an argument that while we do have a show open song, that being Cell Dwellers Switchback, which of course everybody knows, if you are not familiar with the show here, Switchback sounds like this. The electric music, guitar heavy, hard in your face. This is where I come into the show. All right, good evening and welcome to the... So that's Cell Dweller. And then, of course, we do have the outro music to the show, which is Machine Gun BBs. That's the name of the royalty-free music. You know this one? All right, let's get out of here. All the way back in the first hour, we talked with blah, blah, blah. You know that one. So these are like the pieces of cornerstone musically that the show is set on. You got Cell Dwellers, and I paid for the rights to that, believe it or not. Cell Dwellers is like a real band, so I had to pay for the rights to use it on this stupid show. But I didn't have to worry about the theme song or the closing theme because that is a royalty-free. So I'm allowed to play that however. Sometimes, like YouTube continues to hate me no matter what I play or what I say. It doesn't matter. They'll hate me forever. But I submit to you this. Maybe we have found a third cornerstone piece submitted by Brad. Damn it. I'm sorry, pal. So for your listening pleasure, what I'm calling perhaps a high-level Barbecue Central show theme song, not an open, not a close, just a theme song entitled Get in the Smoke, ChatGPT prompted. However, this fan obviously prompting with high strength of detail on the show, minutia as you listen to this. You'll be at wow. Where did it come up with that? Then using a additional bit of AI called Suno, which is like AI music, made a song in an 80s hairband style fashion, which I immediately am getting a lot of the main 80s hairstyle groups when I hear it. But for your listening pleasure, I submit to you, Get in the Smoke, a potential Barbecue Central show theme song. Enjoy. Really? Holy crap. As Doug in the instant chat said, by the way, you'll be seeing him next hour. Holy shit. And Doug never swears, by the way, so he must be fully impressed. Holy shit, he got Kip Winger to write a song and sing it. I know. This goes to show that indeed humans are really in trouble when it comes to AI. I didn't know it could sound that good. The music was great. The guitar riffs were great. There was Winger. There was Motley Crue happening. I thought there was some Buck Cherry going around. A lot of different great bands, 80s, 90s that were going through that song, threading through that song. Jeff and Drizzy says he saw the people that sang that song open for Stryper in 88. Doug also saying trademark and license it now. Looks like I'm going to be shooting a call over to our trademark and licensing lawyer, of course, Suzanne Moskowitz. What's up, Suzanne? Shout out. Things that I picked up as I was listening to this song. It said my name correctly towards the end of the song. The legend of Rempe will never fade. Like, nobody says my last name correctly. AI got it right, so I don't know if Brad had to write it a different way or went through many revisions. Like, I want to have him on the show so we can talk about how this whole thing happened. In fact, friend, please email me so we can talk about this, because I might want to make theme songs for everybody I know. Bomb City Nights. It referenced Bomb City, which I love. In the beginning of the song, from Cleveland basements to the radio waves. So we never made it to the radio waves. I mean, we were almost there. We never made it to the radio waves, but that's all right. Barbecue Central radio show for a while. That was so stupid. I can't believe I did that. 17 years and still going strong. Great pull of show longevity. This is a deep pull. Not as deep as the other one I'm about to say, because I believe it was only mentioned once. But this one is a deep pull from way back. Connie's Recipes. A recurring segment back in the day. My mom. By the way, shout out to my mom. Connie's Recipes mentioned in the song. Want to know how that happened? Want to know what the prompt is for that? AI, find the most obscure segments from a long time ago. And then the biggest deep pull of them all, and it probably just washed over many of you, if not all of you, but I heard it right off the bat the first time. White whales landed. Does anybody even know what that means? White whales landed, what that even references. Said only one time on the show. And was it mentioned even on the show? There was an article written about me by Doug Tratner from Cleveland Scene, well over 10 years ago, who had mentioned that Michael Simon at the time was my white whale. So I don't know if in the show notes, after I did the first interview with Michael Simon, I had typed up the words white whale finally landed or something along these. That is a deep pull as far as show history is concerned, and terminology referring to show history. White whale landed. I mean, where's Dan from Wauchula? We didn't want any of that. Where's Weasel? By the way, shout out to Dan. In my heart of hearts, I feel like Dan is pissed that years ago we got rid of the dial-up line, because he used to call into the show when we had a real phone number. So, Dan, hopefully you're doing well. If you even listen to the show anymore, or you're pissed because you don't call in, you haven't listened to the show in decades. I don't know. If Dan from Wauchula would have made it into the song, I mean, it would easily be the best song ever. Out of all songs, commercial and or otherwise. That would have been the best song ever. Great tune, great vibe. I mean, we're talking about Jack Arnold and vibes and all that stuff, but that's it. If you want a copy, I have saved a copy. I'm happy to email it to you, but don't trademark it before me, please, if at all possible. I mean, I would like the opportunity to do that. Get in the Smoke is the name of it. Right. Harry the Horse. How could we forget? That one left out as well. Now we're finding things wrong with this song. Let's not ruin it. Anyway, if you want a copy, email me, Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com, and let me know you would like it. And so, we're going to do something real... are we? Yeah, we're going to do something real smooth here. We're going to glide into the top of the first hour here. All right, I got everything logistically set up on my side. Again, Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. Of course, it lives forever here on this podcast. You can rip it that way. If you would just like to listen to it on your car stereo, I will send you the MP3 file. I did a little remastering on my end, too, to pump it up a little bit. So great. Thank you very much. I'm so humbled, and I love it. I listen to it a lot, believe me. All right, we're heading to the second hour, so refresh your libations and stick around. You're listening and watching the Barbecue Central Show. Now with a new theme song. Right here on the Barbecue Central Radio Network. Stick around. We'll be right back.